Page 56. This is a theme from Musetta's Waltz from the opera La Boheme. Very famous melody. 3/4 time. It's a waltz, okay. Right hand first. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So those 16th notes are on beat 3. 3 E and 3 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's the trickiest part about it. Then third finger for the 8th notes. Did I mention this is no sharps or flats? It's C major or A minor. If you look at the end, it's ending in a C major chord. So C major, that's fine. Second line, you finish that. Then 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Then the third line similar to the first, and then the last line. Well, take the last measure of the third line. You're here, then reach up. Watch this fingering. So this is a chord, and that's fingering for it. Try and connect that if you can. And then the third finger. The fingering's fine, it works. Page 57 is sort of the same thing but an octave higher, except now we have 2 notes. I recommend 2/5 if you can here, because that way you're in this position. You're just staying here is all for this part. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 1 and. You've done this, it's the same as the previous page, an octave higher. End of the second line there, you're coming down here. Now we've come down. Third line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Watch the rhythm, then thumb. You've had this before. Now, watch out, it's 2-1. It's a chord. If I do them all together, it's a chord, and this is actually a common fingering for that. You just start with here. So that last line slowly is here, coming on down, and then here, and then here. And I recommend a 1-2-4 for the last note. Connect this. I know it says it's slurred. I disagree. I want to connect all that together. Here, you can, if your hand's big enough, do a 2/5, and then your second finger's already there. That's the chord. The whole thing. Left hand, keep it soft, just broken chords. Rest, rest. Watch the fingering. So for you moving around a little bit, it's just basically broken chords. Put the hands together slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Get the idea? Let's go on down to the last line, or the last measure of the third line here. I do a 3-2 on the left, because I'm here to here, and left up. 57, same thing, an octave higher. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let's go down to the bottom, page 57. You're here. You hang on to that. When I do it with a metronome, I'm going to add 1 extra beat to that quarter note, and then here. So, the dynamics, they have some staccatos and slurs. Follow those. for the staccato there in the first line and the left hand there. That's the third measure. I would not make that a short staccato. No, just separate it. Just separate it here. So each of these starts a slur. And connect that. Slur those two notes together. That's basically the articulation. Work out the articulation real slow. Make sure you can get it. Then you can add the dynamics. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. Soft. A little bit of a crescendo here. Up to about a moderate soft. Don't get loud. Then you come back down to soft. Then crescendo up to moderately loud this time. Now you can go up to loud. See this polka retard there? You can slow down a bit. Polka means a little bit. You don't slow down a lot, just a little bit. Then the all tempo means resume your speed again. Go back down to soft. Now at the top page 57, you're moderately loud in the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. There is no staccato in the left hand here, just separate it. But go ahead and connect this, but separate that to that. And come down, then you're down here. Moderately loud. You went down to soft, you go back up to moderately loud. There's an accent on that one. And that's tied. That A is tied. Watch out. Now you go up to loud and slow down. This is not polka retard. This is retard. Now you're going to slow down. And when you start these 16th notes, come down so you got room to grow. Here. So then you linger on that for a little bit and then you can go on. All tempo means resume your tempo. So at the very end, it's not slowing down. It's just slowing down right there before it. It's for an effect. You have to get to know the piece well enough that you can really, not focusing on fingering and all that junk, but you're getting into the music. And that's where you can really add the dynamics and this retardandos and stuff. Now they've added pedal for overtones and to connect certain things. Now I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. I want to start the sound before I release the dampers here at the beginning. And then I'm going to lift the pedal with the left hand. I want some silence before I do the 16th notes. I lift the pedal with the staccato. What I'm doing here is I'm pedaling the first beat of each measure. I'm reinforcing the natural accent. It's very common pedaling used in waltzes. You just pedal the first beat. Now this is all the whole thing. At the bottom, pedal it like they're showing. Overlapping pedal. The pedal lags behind the hands. Here, here. Then lift it up with the hands, so the little silence, and then go on. Then you have a quarter rest, so the pedal comes up with the hands there. At the top of page 57, it's the same pedaling. You're basically pedaling the first couple of beats here. But we want silence before you play the 16th notes. last line. And then legato. And I lift it up on the 8th notes. Right there. When I play that, I lift it up. And then it comes up with the hands at the end. It's my suggestion on the pedaling. Be very picky about the pedaling here. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, and I can do the retardandos because the metronome won't do it. But we'll play it, try and do everything else like I explained it. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and